Ladies and gentlemen of the Action Army, what is going on? And welcome to another episode of Answers for Athletes. In today's video, we get a question from G Maraf 9022, who says, how to improve vertical with shin splints. I actually get this question a ton. I would say the number one overuse injury question that I get is people say, hey, I started doing jump training and now my knees hurt. But not too far behind is, hey, I started doing jump training and now my shins hurt. And then we got, hey, my lower back hurts, my Achilles hurts. Those are probably the top four that I get are knees, shins, low back, and Achilles. But anyways, this is a very good question. I have a very good answer for you. But before I give you that answer, make sure that you like this video and subscribe to the channel and leave your question down below if you want me to answer your question in a video just like this. And there is a link down below in the pinned comment and in the description of this video with my advanced training programs. Do me a favor and set up a water balloon fight with that link, but fill all of your water balloons with ketchup. Anyways, $20 a month gets you access to any one of my advanced training programs. $40 a month gets you access to every single advanced training program that I've ever made. Like I said, link down below in the description and in the pinned comment. But let's get into it. So I have my handy dandy note card here, and I have a ton of good information for you. First of all, we need to understand that shin splints are an overuse injury. And very similar to any other overuse injury that exists, you are overloading the capacity of the tissue. In this case, with shin splints, you are overloading the capacity of the bone. It is most likely too many ground contacts or too intense of ground contacts or a mixture of both. So what you really need to do to fix your shin splints and any other overuse injury, the number one step for any overuse injury is to reduce the load because you are overloading the capacity of the tissue. You need to reduce the load. Your tissue, whether it's your bone, your muscles, your tendons, it doesn't have enough time to recover before you go pounding on it again. Okay, so reduce the load. Then this is, so when we're talking about vertical jump training, we have our strength training and we have our plyometrics. Plyos, and normally reactive plyos, or really tough eccentric landings, these are going to be the main culprit for why you are seeing shin splints. So reduce the load is the very first step. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. Most common from ground contacts, overloading the bone, reduce the load. This is intensity and volume. Like I said, it's probably a mixture of both, but you're going to need to reduce the load all the way back to low-level extensive plyometrics, and then slowly, as you feel better, work your way up to high-level intensive plyometrics. And I want to actually give you the exact routine that I give my athletes to fix their shin splints, but I also want to give you an ordering that you can follow for adding your plyometrics back in. But I'm going to talk about a couple other things first. Pain scores really matter here. So when you're adding your plyos back in, similar to tendinopathy, like with my Indestructible Knees program or phase 1 of my vertical jump secret system, there are levels to every single exercise. And I say, do the highest level that you can without exceeding a 3 out of 10 on the pain scale. And that is for tendinopathy, that is during the workout and the next 2 days after a workout, because there can be a residual effect of pain after you do a workout. You might feel great during the workout, but then you might feel some pain, some soreness, what is the word I'm looking for? It doesn't matter. But you might feel some pain after the workout. But for shin splints, it's normally going to be during the workout. Make sure that you do not exceed pain over 2 out of 10 during the workout. All right. So keep it low level extensive plyos and lower volume, and then work your way up into high level intensive plyometrics. Then what I want you to do is direct work. This is the exact routine that I give all of my athletes when they have any shin pain. And this is the athletes that I train online, the professional college guys, high school guys that I train in person, and all of the athletes on my high school basketball team when they see, which it's harder in season, obviously, because you're overloading the capacity of the tissue way more. But this is what we do. We do heel walks, and I will put videos up on here. I don't like to do that because I like to do these straight through with no edits, but I think it would be more valuable for you if you could see what the hell I was talking about. So heel walks, I like to do for 2 sets of 30 yards. And I superset those with knee sit hip thrusts for 2 sets of 10, slow and controlled. Then I have them do 3 sets of 15 tibialis raises, superset with anterior tibialis foam rolling for 3 sets of 30 seconds each. And you do have to be careful with the foam rolling. Foam rolling helps some athletes feel better. Other athletes, it makes them feel worse. So with any of the exercises that I give you, keep in mind that you need to stay intuitive. And if you do something and it doesn't agree with you, then don't do it. But if you're doing an exercise and it's not agreeing with you because it's just too much load, then just reduce the load to as minimal load as you possibly can. Then we do a reverse Nordic isometric series, and we only do this for 1 set, and I have them go, I have levels for this one, but I have them go as long as they can, up to 2 minutes. So 30 seconds is level 1, 45 seconds is level 2, 60 seconds is level 3, 90 seconds is level 4, and then 2 minutes is level 5. So just hold that reverse Nordic isometric for as long as you can, up to 2 minutes. And then we finish with a calf stretch for 2 sets of 30 seconds each, superset with a toe extensor stretch for 2 sets of 30 seconds each. And this is the routine that I have my guys do if they have shin pain or shin splints. And I like them to do this every day, right? It's not too intensive. You can do this every single day. I like it before we get into basketball or before we get into the workout. Takes about 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes if you're really like focused and moving through it. So yeah, this is the direct work that you can do to help with your shin splints or your shin pain. But understand that no matter the amount of direct work that you do, this workout, even if you do it every day, it's really not going to fix the issue if you are still overloading the capacity of the tissue. So you have to make sure that you reduce load. That is step number 1. Now, when you do add in your plyometrics, right? So we've reduced the load, hopefully. When you do add these plyometrics back in, understand that certain plyometrics are going to hurt your shins more than others. For example, pogo jumps are a big culprit for shin pain. So for some of my athletes, I just say skip those. I have those in the vertical jump secret system. Pogos are a big part of the vertical jump secret system. Now, for athletes that are not in season or not currently active in a career for their sport, I want them to do the pogos, right? Start with level 1 and work your way up to level 5. But sometimes I'll have guys, like I got a couple Division I volleyball players who I'm like, you don't do the plyos, especially when you're in season. We are pretty much taking out all plyometrics when they are in season, other than maybe some sprints, maybe some hops. But if they have shin pain, we're probably staying away from those hops. And volleyball guys, not that this matters too much, don't want to get too off track, but my volleyball guys in season, we're pretty much doing all strength work, maybe some sprints, some stuff that they're not getting from volleyball, and then all of their jumps come from volleyball. But different plyos are going to hurt your shins differently than others. It's the reactive plyos that hurt more. So like I said, pogo jumps, hops, bounds, hurdle jumps, those are going to hurt. So what I want you to do is first start with low-level extensive plyos and move to high-level intensive plyos. But when you add in your high-level intensive plyos, start with box jumps, approach box jumps. Various different types of box jumps. You can get creative on these. You can hold a medicine ball. You can do whatever you want, dumbbells. But I want you to minimize that eccentric landing, right? So we're jumping up on the box, but there's not as much of an eccentric landing when we land on the box. Those are the plyos that I want you to add in first. So get crazy with your box jumps. The second type of plyos that I want you to add in are plyos with an eccentric landing, but any plyos that are not reactive. So we don't want repeated reactive jumps. We just want something like we'll say, for example, a max approach touch, but we're starting low-level extensive plyos, moving into high-level. So maybe you'll touch the net. If that feels good, you'll touch the backboard. If that feels good, you'll touch the rim. If that feels good, maybe you're doing dunks or you're jumping as high as you can, but keep this at minimal load, so not super high volume, or minimal volume, not super high volume, but now we are landing from those high jumps, but we're not doing anything reactive. We are not doing multiple jumps in a row. Once those start feeling good, then once again, from low-level extensive to high-level intensive, then we are adding our reactive plyometrics. And this could be like very light baby pogo jumps, moving up to max intensity pogo jumps. This could be like very low hurdle jumps, moving into higher intensity hurdle jumps. Anything with a reactive component where you are hitting the ground multiple times in a row for multiple jumps. These hurt your shins more than others, and that is the last thing that I would add in from low-level intensive to low-level extensive to high-level intensive. But that is what I got for you. That is what I do for my athletes, and that is how you can increase your vertical while you have shin pain. Make sure that you reduce the load. The first thing is getting rid of your shin pain. You don't want, like the same thing with knees, you don't want shin pain, knee pain, back pain, Achilles pain while you are trying to jump as high as possible. And maybe it's a little bit different for back pain, but most of the time, knees, sometimes it can be different for knees, but knees, shins, Achilles, most of the time when you have trouble with these, and the culprit is jump training, it is normally an overuse injury, and you're overloading the capacity of the tendon, or not tendons, the body, the tissue, and you just need to regress a little bit and then slowly work your way back up so that you can do all this high level intensive stuff. These plyometrics, strength training normally isn't going to hurt your shin, so still go crazy with that, but then you can increase your vertical jump without all of this shin pain. But that's what I have for you today. Like this video if you like it, subscribe to the channel, leave your question down below if you want me to answer your question in a video just like this, and click that link in the description. Get you access to every single, what am I saying? $20 gets you access to any one program, $40 a month gets you access to every single program that I've ever created. But I will see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace.